That helps around the room. I want to start off by putting you in place. Woe is me. Equivocate yourself back and really reflect on yourself. When I think of woe is me, I think about all those excuses I put together. Do you give excuses today? Don't we all? We all have to reflect and why do we make that excuse? So reflecting today of woe is me, think about all those excuses you give yourself, you give to others, and we're going to find a way on how to succeed. So think about some of the questions of why you even give excuses to yourself. Some things might be in the environment. Just equivocate that environment. See where you are around you. Who is around you? Are you in the right environment to not give excuses? Did you put yourself in an environment that made you give that excuse? You have to really look at the environment around you and really take yourself out in order to not give those excuses anymore. So think about that yourself when you are putting those excuses out and why you're complaining so much. Who wants to be around a complainer? I used to complain so much. Remember, I was in tumbling classes and gymnastics, and that was one of the hardest sports. If you don't think it's a sport, it's definitely a sport. And I said, I can't do this. I complain every time. I can't put myself up there, and I complain every time. I get so tired of it. I'm like, why are you here? You know, I looked at the environment going, you know, why am I here? So I looked at myself going, I really can't look at myself that way anymore. So it's like, woe is me. When you do that, you need to start putting yourself in new situations. Read some books, seek some experts. One of the experts I look at is The Millionaire Mind by T. Harvey Eker. That's Harvey T. Eker, I think is the author of that. And see how he gets in the mindset of a millionaire mind. You know, how can you be on the top when there is no reason to give yourself excuses? So think about some of the questions. And I like to put money as the forethought because that's kind of a key in a lot of our reasons why we give excuses, why we can't do certain things, why we can't put ourselves in different situations. So what is your financial thermostat? Why do you have that excuse of why you can't do something, why you can't put yourself in that situation? Think about that. So take some notes. We're going to go through 3 steps of success. The first one being recondition your mind. You recondition your mind by reading those books. Like, for example, I gave The Millionaire Mindset by T. Harvey Eker. Getting yourself in some of those experts' minds and see how you can recondition your thinking, recondition your environment around you of how you can redo the things that you've been in before. Find that strategy, that affirmation, be clear about saying that consistently. When you give affirmations, it seems kind of weird at first, I think, to put yourself in saying that positive thing because you're not really used to it. Maybe you're used to saying excuses all the time, and people are tired of hearing that. So put your affirmation in place and really put that in the forefront of your mind. You have to say it over and over. Like we said, you know, when we teach children, repetition. You have to use affirmations and so forth for repetition to really put that in your mindset. So think about that and over and over to really put yourself in the forefront. Be consistent. You have to, I like these little strategies. Write it down, work it faithfully, and be consistent. So those are the 3 little tips that you can recondition your mind to take yourself out of those excuses you have. Maybe you put an excuse and put it in the positive. The step number 2 I want you to use is visualize your goal. If you put yourself in an affirmation, you have actually put yourself into a visualization. You have to visualize your new environment. Is this environment that you're in, that you're always complaining about, something that you do not want to be in anymore? Put yourself in that new environment. Visualize what that new environment would be like. When how can I take myself out of this stinky job anymore? Or how can I take myself out of this stinky house or apartment or wherever you're at, that environment? Who is around you? Who do you want to be around? Think about, visualize that new place. Do I want to be in California or Florida, or am I here in Texas on the lake? visualize. Visualize where you want to be. Visualize your goal, who you want to be around. Visualize your environment. Don't equivocate on that environment like that word today. Failure. I like this quote. That's why I have these note cards here. Failures look at what they are going through. Winners look at what they are going to. You repeat that. 11. Failures look at what they are going through. Winners look what they are going to. We have talked about winners and being a football team together. We have to be a team and be a winner. You have to visualize what you're going to. You're going to make that goal. We visualized it. We have also reconditioned our mind to put ourselves in place. And step number 3, have the discipline and build courage in order to make those first 2 steps come true. Have discipline to build courage. So you have 2 steps here, only 2 choices. Neither one, you either give up, or number 2, you give it all you got. So just do what you got to do, and do it more generously than what you can accomplish. Show that this is what you can do to step yourself into the goal, and be generous about it. Be generous about being involved in your environment. Be involved in how you want to visualize your goal. Be involved in reconditioning your mind for the positive. Thank you, Ms. Toastmaster.